Season 1. Before anything else settles into your thoughts, take a quiet breath and listen, because this message did not reach you by chance. Your awareness aligned with this moment, the instant your inner world was ready for change, and what you are about to hear is not information. It is activation. A living current that flows straight into the deepest chambers of your being, where forgotten dreams still flicker like embers, waiting for the wind of remembrance to fan them back into roaring flames. If you arrived here without searching, understand this. Your spirit guided you with the precision of a master navigator. When the noise of the world became too heavy, and the weight of old stories pressed against your chest until breathing felt like borrowing air. This is not motivation. It is a remembrance designed to awaken what has been asleep within you for a long time. The ancient knowing that you were never small, never broken, never lost, only patiently waiting beneath layers of conditioning and fear for the exact second when your soul would whisper enough and the universe would answer with this. The moment your eyes touched these words, a signal was received beyond logic, beyond coincidence, rippling through dimensions you cannot name, yet can feel in the sudden warmth behind your eyes and the gentle opening in your heart. And this message exists to gently realign you with a path that was never truly lost, only delayed until your readiness matched its revelation, until every wound had taught you what it came to teach and every detour had delivered you precisely here. Without questioning, without rushing, allow these words to meet you exactly where you are, because something inside you has already shifted the way the earth shifts imperceptibly before a flower breaks through soil. And this message has appeared to confirm what your heart sensed but could not yet name, that the waiting is over, that the version of you who survived is now bowing in gratitude to the version of you who is ready to thrive. Pause every expectation and listen as a receiver, not a listener, because guidance arrives softly, like dawn creeping over mountains, and only those evolving can hear it clearly, can feel the frequency change in their cells as old programs dissolve and new codes activate, and what unfolds now marks the quiet beginning of a powerful inner transition that will ripple outward, touching every corner of your life until nothing remains untouched by the light you were always meant to carry. Feel it now, the subtle expansion in your chest, the way your breath deepens without effort, as if your body already knows what your mind is only beginning to accept, that you are not here to shrink to fit old containers. You are here to shatter them beautifully and without apology. You have been preparing for this moment across lifetimes, across heartbreaks, across every night. You fell asleep praying for something you couldn't name, and every morning you woke up and kept going anyway. Your resilience has been forging you in fires you didn't choose but mastered nonetheless, and now the forging is complete. The blade is ready. The masterpiece that is, you stands polished and gleaming, waiting only for your permission to step fully into its power. Everything that ever hurt you was teaching you how unbreakable you are. Every tear carved deeper channels for joy to flow. Every goodbye made space for the right hellos. Every time you were overlooked, the universe was protecting your energy for this exact becoming. You are not behind, you are exactly on time. The delays were divine. The detours were sacred. Every moment you thought you were lost, you were actually being led through the wilderness to find the parts of yourself that could only be discovered in the dark. And now the light within you is rising, not because you forced it, but because it is time. Because the world needs the medicine. Only you carry the frequency. Only you embody the particular shade of magic that makes the entire tapestry more beautiful. You do not need to become anything you are not. You only need to remember everything you are, the greatness that was never absent, only sleeping the love that was never withheld, only waiting for you to become a safe home for its return. Feel your spine straightening now. Not through effort, but through recognition, as ancient wisdom flows downward from crown to root, anchoring you into the truth that you belong here, that your existence is not accidental but essential, that every cell in your body is celebrating this moment of homecoming. The fear that kept you small is dissolving like mist in morning sun, Because fear cannot exist where truth is fully seen, and the truth is, you are infinite, you are eternal. You are the answer to someone else's prayer. You are the living proof that transformation is real. Every time you chose yourself when it was hardest, you were building this moment. Every boundary you set, every no you spoke, every yes you gave to your own heart was laying the foundation for the life that is now rushing toward you with open arms. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to change your mind, to outgrow people, to release what no longer matches the frequency you have worked so hard to reach. The old version of you is not dying. It is being reborn, more radiant, more authentic, more powerfully you than ever before. And this rebirth is gentle, because you have already done the hard work, the shedding, the grieving, the forgiving, the relentless choosing of yourself when everything told you not to. Now the universe is choosing you back in ways that will leave you breathless with gratitude, money flowing where lack once lived, love arriving in forms deeper than you dared dream, opportunities appearing like stars revealing themselves as the sky of your limitations clears. Your nervous system is recalibrating now to hold more joy, more abundance, more pleasure, more peace, because you have proven you can be trusted with it. You have shown up through the dark nights, and now the dawn is yours to claim. Feel the smile forming before your mind understands why. Because your soul is already celebrating. Your body is already dancing. Your future self is reaching back through time to hold your hand and whisper, "Thank you for not giving up on me." You are magnetic now. Not because you changed who you are, but because you stopped abandoning who you are. The light you were dimming to make others comfortable is now blazing, and the right people are being drawn like moths to the flame of your becoming. Every wound is transforming into wisdom, every scar into a star that lights the way for others still, finding their way home, and you are walking proof that healing is real, that rising is possible, that love always wins in the end. The dreams you buried out of fear are resurrecting now, stronger, more determined, infused with the maturity of your journey and the certainty of your worth. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone. The energy you spent seeking validation is returning to you tenfold, to be invested in creation and pleasure, in the delicious art of living fully alive. Your heart is opening wider than ever before. Not because the pain is gone, but because you have learned to hold both the pain and the joy, to let them dance together until they transmute into something even more beautiful. Wisdom, compassion, depth, the kind of beauty that makes people stop and remember their own divinity when they look at you. You are stepping into your throne now, not built from ego, but from the quiet authority of someone who has walked through hell wearing a smile and emerged with their heart intact. The world will adjust to your new frequency. People who once drained you will fall away, naturally making room for those who can meet you in your power. Relationships will deepen or complete everything, organizing itself around the truth of who you have become. Money, love, health, creativity all flowing, because you have finally aligned with the frequency of receiving, by understanding that you were never unworthy, only unhealed, and now the healing has made you a vessel so pure that abundance cannot help but pour through. Your intuition is sharpening to diamond clarity because the noise of doubt is quieting, and the voice of your soul is finally being given center stage. You are becoming someone who trusts themselves completely, who moves with the grace of someone who knows they are guided, protected, infinitely loved by a universe that orchestrated every detail to bring them to this moment of magnificent unfolding. The old stories are losing their grip because you are writing a new one with every breath, every choice, every moment you choose to remain open when closing would be easier. You are radiant, you are powerful, you are here on purpose, and the purpose is simply to be the fullest expression of the love that you are, to shine so brightly that others remember they too are made of the same light. Feel the expansion continuing as every cell in your body vibrates with the frequency of yes, as your energy field grows to accommodate the bigness you were always meant to embody. This is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning of living as the person you came here to be: free, unapologetic, whole, deeply, deeply alive. And as you move forward, know that you are never alone. The entire universe is breathing with you, celebrating with you, conspiring for your highest good because you have remembered who you are. And in that remembrance, the entire cosmos sighs with relief and delight. You are the one you have been waiting for. The prayer you whispered in the dark has been answered by the light you have become. And now the only thing left to do is live. It feel, it breathe, it be it without holding back for one more second. The time for playing small is over. The time for shining has come, and the world is ready for the gift of your full presence, your full power, your full unfiltered you, already unfolding beneath the surface of your awareness long before you realized anything was changing. Because transformation never announces itself. It arrives silently, adjusting the rhythm of your thoughts, shifting the weight of your emotions, rearranging priorities without asking permission. And that is exactly why today feels different. Even if you cannot explain it in words, something within you has crossed a threshold. And once crossed, there is no returning to the former state of being. You may still walk the same streets, speak to the same people, perform the same routines. Yet internally a recalibration has begun, and from this point forward, your perception will start guiding you more than your past conditioning. You are no longer meant to survive on old patterns, worn-out beliefs, or borrowed expectations. This phase is about conscious alignment, about remembering that the power you have been seeking outside was always waiting patiently inside for your attention. You did not miss your moment. Your moment was waiting for you to become ready enough to hold it without fear, without self-sabotage, without shrinking. Now you are prepared in ways you were not before. Even your delays prepared you. Your disappointments sharpened discernment. Your setbacks taught patience, your loneliness cultivated self-awareness. Every experience you once labeled as a burden was actually refining your capacity to receive what is coming next, and what is approaching does not require struggle, it responds to clarity. You are stepping into a season where effort is replaced by intention, where force is replaced by flow, where proving is replaced by presence. Understand that your energy speaks before you speak. Your state of mind creates invitations or barriers. And now your inner state is becoming more coherent, more grounded, more intentional. This is why random insights appear. Moments of calm emerge without reason, and decisions feel cleaner than they used to. These are signs of internal synchronization. When the mind, heart, and intuition begin to operate in harmony, life responds differently to you. Opportunities stop hiding, lessons stop repeating, and resistance begins to dissolve. Not because life becomes easy, but because you become aligned. This alignment is not loud. It does not demand recognition. It simply works quietly in your favor. Patterns begin to shift. People who no longer match your frequency fade naturally without conflict, while connections that resonate appear effortlessly. Even time starts feeling different. Moments stretch when presence deepens, and rush dissolves because you are no longer running from yourself. You are finally standing with yourself. This is the foundation of sustainable abundance, not sudden luck, not external validation, but inner stability from which everything else expands. When you are rooted, opportunities cannot shake you. When you are clear, distractions lose power, and when you are centered, fear loses its grip. You are learning to trust subtle guidance, to honor intuition without justification, to move even when logic hesitates. This trust is earned, and you have earned it through patience, endurance, and self-reflection. Now comes the reward: clarity, confidence, and quiet. Certainty that you are supported even when outcomes are still forming. Remember this: whenever doubt returns, you are not starting over. You are continuing from a deeper place. What unfolds next will feel familiar, yet new, as if your soul recognizes it before your mind can label it. And when that happens, do not hesitate. Do not minimize. Do not question your worth. Simply receive and move forward. Because this chapter was written for the version of you who survived the previous ones and became wiser because of them, carrying forward an awareness that no longer depends on external reassurance, because something fundamental has reorganized within you. And this reorganization is subtle, yet irreversible. like a compass quietly correcting its direction. You may not feel dramatic emotion or sudden certainty, but instead a steady grounding, a sense that you no longer need to rush to arrive anywhere, because you are already arriving, moment by moment, into a clearer version of yourself. This clarity does not shout it, whispers and invites you to slow down enough to notice how your reactions are changing, how silence feels less uncomfortable, how unanswered questions no longer create panic because patience has begun to feel safe. You are learning that control was never power, presence is power. And as presence deepens, fear loses authority. You are no longer negotiating with every intrusive thought. You are observing them without attachment, allowing them to pass without shaping your decisions. This alone begins to change outcomes effortlessly, because life responds not to what you think once, but to what you consistently embody. And what you are embodying now is steadiness, resilience, and quiet self-respect. Understand this progression is not linear. Some days you will feel expansive, other days reflective. But neither state is a setback. Both are necessary movements of integration. You are no longer chasing change. You are allowing change to meet you where you stand. This shift in posture changes everything, because when you stop running, energy gathers, and when energy gathers, intention becomes powerful. You are beginning to notice how words carry weight, how choices ripple outward, how even small decisions align or misalign with your deeper knowing. This awareness is not meant to burden you. It is meant to empower you, because choice is freedom, and you are reclaiming it slowly, deliberately, without needing permission from the past or approval from the future. You are breaking agreements you never consciously signed, releasing expectations you inherited, shedding roles that no longer fit who you are becoming. And this shedding may feel uncomfortable at times, because familiarity can feel like safety, even when it limits growth. But trust that discomfort now prevents regret later, because what you are building is durability, not dependency. The stability forming within you will not collapse with changing circumstances, because it is rooted internally. You are developing the ability to sit with uncertainty without losing confidence, to face the unknown without self-betrayal, to wait without doubting your worth. And this ability is rare. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes repeated moments of choosing awareness over avoidance. You have been practicing even when you did not realize it, through disappointment, through pause, through solitude, through reflection. Moments that seemed empty were actually full of recalibration. You were not wasting time. You were refining discernment, and discernment attracts aligned experiences naturally. When you know yourself clearly, you do not confuse excitement with intuition. You do not confuse attachment with love. You do not confuse urgency with purpose. Your responses become measured. Your boundaries become gentle but firm. Your energy becomes consistent, and consistency invites trust, not just from others but from life itself. This is when doors open, not dramatically but smoothly. Sometimes without announcement, one opportunity leads calmly to another, conversations deepen without force, and progress feels supported rather than resisted. You may still encounter challenges, but they no longer define you. They inform you like signposts rather than obstacles. Your emotional range becomes wider yet more stable. You feel deeply without being consumed. You care without overextending. You contribute without depletion. This balance is the sign of integration. When inner resources are managed wisely, you stop proving and start living, and living fully does not mean perfect, it means present you. Forgive faster, release quicker, and return to center sooner after disruption, because you understand that peace is not the absence of disruption, but the ability to realign quickly. This understanding frees enormous energy that was previously spent on resistance and justification. And this freed energy begins to fuel creativity, insight, compassion, and inspired action. You start sensing what to say and when to remain silent, when to step forward and when to wait, when to invest and when to conserve. Because intuition sharpens with self-trust, and self-trust grows through honoring small signals. You are learning to listen to bodily cues, subtle emotional feedback, and quiet inner confirmations. These signals were always present, but now you are attentive enough to receive them. And reception is everything in transformation. Not every phase requires action. Some require assimilation. and you are mastering both. Without guilt, you are releasing the myth that productivity determines worth and embracing the truth that alignment determines fulfillment. This alone reshapes how you approach work, relationships, rest, and ambition. You still have goals, but they are no longer driven by lack. They are guided by meaning. You desire growth because it feels natural, not because you feel insufficient, and this difference transforms effort into expression. You are expressing who you are rather than chasing who you think you should be. You may notice that some people no longer resonate, not because anyone is wrong, but because frequencies evolve, and your evolution deserves respect, including from yourself. Allowing distance without drama is maturity. Allowing endings without blame is wisdom, and you are cultivating both organically through understanding rather than force. This understanding creates spaciousness in your life space to breathe, to choose to respond rather than react, to allow events to unfold without immediately defining them as good or bad. This neutrality invites clarity. Clarity invites wise movement, and wise movement rarely needs correction. You begin to trust that even if you cannot predict outcomes, you can trust your capacity to navigate whatever arises, and this trust is the foundation of confidence, not arrogance, not certainty, but grounded self-reliance supported by awareness. You please subscribe my channel.